Hello, friends. In this video, we are going to discover the top 10 cheapest cities to live in Canada. Canada has over 1,100 cities and towns spread throughout its 10 provinces. If you want to save money, one of the best things that you can do for your wallet is to spend some time living in a city where the cost of living and expenses are low. As the cost of essential goods and services continues to rise, making ends meet has become increasingly challenging. If you are looking for a more affordable place to call home without leaving the Great White North, this list could be for you. In this video, you'll find our list of the 10 cheapest cities to live in Canada based on housing, affordability, job growth, rental market affordability, and low cost of living. Kindly make sure to hit the subscribe button and press the bell icon before we start this video about the 10 cheapest cities to live in Canada. Now let's dig deeper into each of the top 10 cheapest cities to live in Canada. Number 10. Kelowna, British Columbia. Average monthly expenses for a single person without rent, $856. Average monthly cost of one bedroom in city centre, $1,731. Average cost of a meal for two people, $80. Basic utilities for 85 square meters space, $130. Kelowna is named after the word for grizzly bear in Okanagan. It's the third largest metropolitan area in the region, with a population of 153,148, which is rapidly growing. The service industry is the largest employer in the city. Tourists come for boating, golf, hiking, and biking in summer, and winter traffic is dominated by skiing and snowboarding. It's also famous for its vineyards. Average salaries in the city are on par with large metropolitans like Toronto. But the cost of living is significantly cheaper. According to Maclean's Crime Severity Index, Kelowna, unfortunately, also has one of the higher crime rates in the country. Number 9. Kingston, Ontario. Average monthly expenses for a single person without rent, $867. Average monthly cost of one bedroom in city centre, $1,474. Average cost of a meal for two people, $90. Basic utilities for 85 square meters space, $187.50. The limestone city situated at the eastern end of Lake Ontario is home to 123,798 people. It shares its name with the capital city of Jamaica, and weirdly enough, it was briefly one of the first capitals of the United Canadas. The city has a strong military history. Most important employers in the city are public sector institutions, healthcare, public education, government, and tourism. It is substantially cheaper than Toronto in terms of restaurants, transportation, and leisure activities, though childcare and utilities in the city are unusually expensive. Number 8. Red Deer, Alberta. Average monthly expenses for a single person without rent, $861. Average monthly cost of one bedroom in the city centre, $948. Average cost of a meal for two people, $72. Basic utilities for 85 square meters. Red Deer has a population of just 108,564. It's a major hub of oil, cattle, and agriculture in the region. Most of the population lives in the urban areas of the city. It doesn't have a university, and many of the students who stay in the city have to make do with Red Deer College, which is the largest post-secondary institution in the city. Despite being home to just over 100,000 people, Red Deer has a high crime index. It's still one of the top 10 most dangerous cities in the country. It used to be the 6th most dangerous. Number 7. Kitchener, Ontario. Average monthly expenses for a single person without rent, $819. Average monthly cost of one bedroom in city centre, $1,642. Average cost of a meal for two people, $98. Basic utilities for 85 square meters space, $198. Kitchener is the twin city of Waterloo and home to 233,222 people. It was called Berlin up until 1916. It has one of the strongest German heritage among the cities in the Waterloo region. It has the 8th best university in the country, University of Waterloo. Kitchener also hosts the largest music event in Ontario, the Koi Music Festival. The city's economy is driven mostly by manufacturing. Major employers in the city include Research in Motion, Toyota Manufacturing, Manulife, and Sun Life Financial. Number 6. New Glasgow, Nova Scotia. Average monthly expenses for a single person without rent, $795. Average monthly cost of one bedroom in the city centre, $800. Average cost of a meal for 2 people, $87. Basic utilities for 85 square meters space, $202. New Glasgow is one of the smallest towns in Nova Scotia, with a population of just over 9,000 people. It's a small riverfront town located on the East River banks of the Pequot. In recent years, it's become a popular retirement destination thanks to its marinas, quiet life, and Quonk Town Centre. Despite its small size, New Glasgow features a growing town centre that offers plenty of local restaurants, antique shops, and other small businesses. If you enjoy the great outdoors, then you'll also find plenty of activities in the deeply wooded regions surrounding New Glasgow. Historically, New Glasgow is known for being an industrial hub and is home to a large Michelin tire factory. Number 5. Sherbrook, Quebec. Average monthly expenses for a single person without rent, $788. Average monthly cost of one bedroom in city centre, $613. Average cost of a meal for 2 people, $75. Basic utilities for 85 square meters space, $151. One of the cheapest places to live in Canada is the city of Sherbrook, home to about 161,323 people. It's an educational powerhouse in the region, and the University of Sherbrook is the largest employer in the city. It's very well located and ideally connected by major railways and highways. As one of the cheapest cities in the country, its prices present a striking contrast to Toronto. Rent, property prices, childcare, even utilities cost a mere fraction of what they do in Toronto. Relatively very safe, which adds to its charm. Number 4. Saigon, Quebec. Average monthly expenses for a single person without rent, $756. Average monthly cost of one bedroom in city centre, $500. Average cost of a meal for 2 people, $100. Basic utilities for 85 square meters space. If you're looking for a beautiful, quaint area to live in Quebec, then you can't go wrong with Saigon. The small city boasts some of Quebec's most iconic villages that feature original French architecture, small streets, and lots of local, family-owned businesses. The city is currently home to just over 146,000 residents. The traffic isn't too bad, and there are just enough people to keep things lively and interesting. Saigon also scores very high in regard to safety ratings, so it's a great place to raise a family, given the inexpensive cost of rent. It's also a good place for young professionals, especially those who work remotely to live and save money. Number 3. St. John, New Brunswick. Average monthly expenses for a single person without rent, $698. Average monthly cost of one bedroom in city centre, $873. Average cost of a meal for 2 people, $95. Basic utilities for 85 square metre space, $202. The small city of St. John boasts a population of 69,895 and is the oldest incorporated city in the country. It's the second most populous city in the province. The economy traditionally relied quite heavily on the shipbuilding industry, one of the world's largest and oldest now. The city is focused on tourism and educational institutions. The city has a decent industry heritage with facilities like the country's largest oil refinery and dock, but the economic trend is shifting. Number 2. Lloydminster, Saskatchewan. Average monthly expenses for a single person without rent, $695. Average monthly cost of one bedroom in city centre, $750. Average cost of a meal for 2 people, $68. Basic utilities for 85 square metre space, $227. Lloydminster is best known for being a border town that sits on the edge of both Saskatchewan and Alberta. It's a fairly rural area and doesn't feature a large city centre, shopping malls, or other attractions that you'll find in some of Canada's larger cities. The population is currently just over 20,000 and has been on the decline for several years now as younger community members flock to the larger cities in search of better jobs and education. Given the rural location of Lloydminster, though, it's a great place to save money on the cost of living. The average cost of a single room rental is right around $750, which is less than half of what you'll pay in larger cities. Because of this, Lloydminster has become a popular retirement destination. It has a slightly older population compared to other Saskatchewan towns. Number 1. Quebec. Average monthly expenses for a single person without rent are $670. Average monthly cost of one bedroom in City Centre $560. Average cost of a meal for 2 people $75. Basic utilities for 85 square meter space $118. If you're a fan of the arts, then Troyes is a destination worth considering. It's about a 2-hour drive northeast of Montreal and is about 2 hours directly north of Sherbrook. It is perhaps the cheapest city in Canada to live in, with rock-bottom living costs. The city's historic district is home to some of Quebec's best traditional theatres, art galleries and historic homes. If you're into architecture, then you'll really appreciate the traditional French village style of the downtown historic district as well. So which is your favorite cities among the top 10 cheapest cities to live in Canada? Well, that's all we have for you today. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed the content of this video, click the subscribe button so you can receive more content like this. Post your favorite places among the top 10 cheapest cities to live in Canada in the comments below. I'd love to read them, and I'm sure others would too.